Get groceries delivered to your door in as fast as an hour with Instacart. They handpick fresh groceries from your local store and let you shop multiple stores in a single order. Use our link to get free delivery on your first order over $35. Just visit cart.simpsonsiblings.com or check out the link in the description.
Hey everybody, I'm Sari.
And I'm Sean.
And we're the Simpsons siblings. We talk about the Simpsons.
What do I usually say?
And today's episode...
Oh, it's a great start.
So, we decided that when it's each of our birthdays, we get to choose an episode, no questions asked. Don't you ask me any questions about this choice.
Why?
Because it's no questions asked. Because usually we choose these episodes together. So I figured, it's my birthday. It's near my birthday. And I am an age. And yeah, since it is the anniversary of my birth, I chose Bart Sells His Soul, which is my all-time favorite Simpsons
Which
episode.
is a good choice, too.
Yes, it's always a good decision. Season 7, Episode 4, originally aired October 8th, 1995.
And we open with the chalkboard scene with Bart writing, "I am not a lean, mean spitting machine."
Mm-hmm.
And then with the couch gag, we have them all coming in on the Shriner cars.
Mm-hmm.
Their little high-pitched beep on the cars and coming into place. I don't know. Some of those couch gags, like, there's not much behind them story-wise, but they just make me smile.
Yeah, it's cute. All right, so there's so much to say about this opening. It's such a classic. It's beautiful in so many ways. So this is In the Garden of Eden by Iron Butterfly. And if you do not know the original song, it is In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida by Iron Butterfly, and it's 16 minutes long. That's about all you have to know about this song, is that it is a long song.
And complicated.
And
there's a lot to it.
There's like multiple drum solos in the middle of it. And they're singing it at church. And it's just perfect.
And just the way that, like Reverend Lovejoy says, "In the Garden of Eden," by Iron Butterfly.
And this may be rock and or roll.
And like people in the congregation are lifting their lighters, and the organist is really getting into it.
Yup. And then the minutes pass and they all kind of start getting more and more tired. And the expressions on their faces when they're singing, that's just some great animation right there.
Yeah, because they do like a little pop-up, like emphasis on certain syllables, but they all do it. And it's not even related to much of the story. It gets the story kicked off, but
yeah,
it's just so iconic and burned into our memories.
Yup. Oh my gosh. And of course you have the ending with da 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 da. Burn!
I don't know if she passed. They don't really say, but I'm pretty sure she dies on the organ.
I never thought of it that way. I just thought she passed out. Oh. I think she does show up again. I don't know, maybe she doesn't. I need to look into this.
And I like, too, at the beginning of the scene, they show the church on the outside, and the sign says, "No shoes, no shirt, no salvation."
They do some pretty great church signs in the show. Oh, man. And, of course, this all leads to the scene where they're all kind of interrogating the kids to figure out who replaced the hymns. And that's the other thing, is that they go on with this fake hymn for so long, and nobody notices that this is the wrong hymn until, like, the whole song's over. That's 16 minutes long. Nobody stops to say, wait a second.
This sounds familiar.
Although Homer does say that they used to make out to that hymn. So
yeah,
they do. But they don't. There's no logic to it, which is what makes it fantastic. So they're interrogating all the kids, and they have that whole spiel of about going to hell for it and everything, which in a way is a good lead-in to sort of the subject of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And eat not but burning hot coals and drink not but burning hot coal. Oh, that's great.
Oh, and then they're talking about, what was it when they started talking about their soul? Because I have the line written down, but I can't remember what the context was.
Mm-hmm.
When they said, oh, that's just something they made up to scare kids, like the Boogeyman or Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, because Milhouse ends up ratting him out, and I love that he sort of ties Milhouse in with it. He's like, "You come to snitch," and they basically have this little sort of kids version of an existential conversation just about the existence of a soul. And I love Milhouse's confidence in his theories.
Yeah.
Because because Bart says, well, what if you die in a submarine? Goes, oh, it could swim.
and it's not just that he's confident. He's worked out that question before.
Oh, yeah. He's thought about all of this. And it's almost like hearing two kids just talk about their favorite superheroes, like who would win.
Yeah.
And he's just, I love his confidence in that. And that, of course, ends up with Bart agreeing to sell him his soul for $5. And I love how quickly the setup is for this. That it's just, right now, like, I looked at the clock and it was maybe 2 or 3 minutes in. And you've got your whole setup of the plot of this episode. They don't waste any time with this episode.
Well, and I was thinking, too, it's funny how Milhouse is usually such a loyal friend to Bart, except for when it comes down to buying his soul. It's something that, because like you said, he's so confident in everything. He believes this is a real transaction taking place, and he's so willing to take his best friend's soul, which is kind of a little out of character for Milhouse, but but you know, Bart's kind of done a lot to him in the past, so maybe it's a bit of payback.
Yeah, maybe it is. I didn't think about it that way. So Milhouse has his soul written down on a piece of paper, and he buys it for $5, and then we cut to the B plot, which is also set up very quickly.
It's also very good.
Yes, we immediately have Dr. Hibbert and his family trying to find a place to eat. Pretty simple setup. And we have, so I've done this for a couple episodes now. I need to find a good term for it. This is going to be my long, direct line reading of the episode. Professor VJ Cornucopia's Fantastic Foodmagorium and Great American Steakery. That kills me every time. It's a perfect line reading.
And the way he says it, it flows smoothly. You know the voice actor had to practice that over and over again because he's so emphatic and positive about it.
He wants to eat at this place. It sounds fantastic, and I don't even know. Like, that's a lot of syllables for a restaurant name, but...
Well, we've had a couple of times just in our podcast where we have the quotes that we read, something like that, and it takes up like 2 lines on the paper. Like, they love their rambling names.
This is 3 lines of handwriting for me, and it's only one real word. It's one noun, but it makes up, 15 words. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay, so Dr. Hibbert and his family go into Moe's. And for some reason, they think this is going to be a family restaurant.
Moe's.
Yeah, he's so like, I haven't heard of this place. And we get the iconic line from his daughter. Daddy, this place smells like tinkle. And they end up going to the Cheesecake Depository?
Yes.
So they leave, and Moe's kind of disappointed he doesn't have their business, and he comes with the idea of making a family restaurant from his bar.
Which, how many different things has Moe's been? He's always remodeling, like,
Yeah.
Like there was the Prohibition one where it was the pet shop. And,
And then this one.
and it's been burned down and all like, torn down, destroyed,
and then
robbed.
Didn't he do a remodeling when it was Flaming Moe's?
Yeah, I turned it into a club.
And then I know there's a newer one where he makes it into like a modern bar, and then there's another one where he makes it into a gay bar.
Yeah, and there's another one where at the end he like burns it down.
Yeah, it's been a lot. You know what would be a fun episode is do a history of just Moe's bar.
That would be fun. It
That
takes
would
some
be fun.
digging, but we can find some fun stuff.
Yeah, because that's been a lot of stuff. Especially, I mean, I'm sure it's... Well, and then you also have... This wasn't something that actually happened, but I'm thinking of the... when the town gets destroyed and they have like a thing of what it'll look like from the
Oh,
meteor,
the model.
and it just says Moe's Bar. He's like, oh, God, no. Oh, that's great. All right, well, we're getting off topic now, but 4 minutes into this episode, we have both the A and B plots established. We've got Bart sold his soul, and Moe is turning his bar into a family restaurant. It does not waste any time. This is such a clean episode. It is written so well. Gosh, dang it. And I'll stop ranting now.
Will you?
No, I won't, because this is my birthday episode, dang it. You can rant on your birthday episode. I'm just kidding. All right, so we've got Bart spending his $5.
I'm sorry. Every time you say $5, I want to say, get out of here.
They got the big chewy pretzels here. So yeah, he spends his $5, and I don't know. Do they still have these things? I think they still do. The dinosaur. Well, in this episode, it's a dinosaur.
Yeah, I've seen them at like dollar stores.
They're basically just sponges that you put water on, and they're
Compressed in a little capsule that dissolves.
They're extremely underwhelming. And Bart has this imagination that, you know, it's going to attack Lisa and it's going to be this big scene. And it just kind of rolls down the sidewalk.
I just love, what was it that Lisa said? Oh, it's getting gross water on me or something.
And a line that I love from Lisa, I love it when Lisa shows little portions of just being a regular kid. Because when she says, "Where'd you get $5? I want $5."
Yeah. And she's just like, she just wants $5 to buy something stupid. But yeah, she goes from being the super mature kid to, I want $5.
Yeah, she's still got some regular kid in her, and that's cool. I love those little snippets. And of course, Bart explains what he did about selling his soul, and Lisa goes into this whole rant about how he shouldn't have done that. And then we start seeing sort of the ramifications of that. And the interesting thing that I always wonder is if all of this is in Bart's head or if it's really something that's happening to him. Because we have the different sort of sequence of events that we have where the animals don't get along with him.
Yeah.
And then we have the door that doesn't open at the Quaking Bar.
Rod and Todd. Thank you, door.
Thank you, door. And then we have the cooler where his breath doesn't show up on the cooler. And they never really explain within the story if that's something that's actually happening to him or if it's all in his head. And I kind of like that they don't explain it.
Well, because... what is it, Jimbo that's there with the breath? Mm-hmm. He even comments on it and says, "Dude, you have no breath."
Yeah.
So...
But, I mean, he could have been psyching himself out and just kind of going...
Yeah, doing like a real shallow breath.
Or... Yeah, and it could have been that the door sensor wasn't working well and the animals were in a bad mood. So then after that whole sort of sequence of scenes, we get the back and forth at the restaurant trying to decide on names.
Yes.
And the whole sort of repetitive back and forth they have where Homer suggests something and Barney goes, "I like it." Homer's got this weird childish optimism during this scene.
Yeah.
He thinks he's coming up with some great stuff. And they end up settling on Moe's idea, which is Uncle Moe's family feed bag. Which is not great.
Weird.
Why is it a bag?
You want to go to the feed bag?
Oh, God, that does not sound appetizing at
I'm
all.
just picturing, like, burgers and fries in a bag pressed against someone's face.
Just toss them in there and you just eat them out of a bag. Like
Pour some barbecue sauce in there.
Yeah, and then just kind of let it all soak in like a paper bag with like grease marks on it. And it's about then that a delivery truck pulls up with the industrial size fryer.
That thing's huge.
And he says, "You can flash fry a buffalo in 40 seconds." And Homer says, "Want to do it?"
You can do it.
But I want it now. Oh my God. There's so many perfect lines from this episode. Oh, and to go with tradition, when the Itchy and Scratchy portion came on, I did not allow my 7-year-old to watch.
Yes.
When we were kids, we were not allowed to watch these parts. But this one is actually pretty mild. I couldn't remember it super well, but it's the one with the Space Needle. There's not like a ton of blood. It's just sort of like him getting impaled in the eye with a Space Needle.
And that's the thing that's hard with those is they are, relative to the rest of the show, they're very bloody and everything, but they're always like comical over the top.
Yeah, and that's sort of the joke, is that it is so over the top. But, you know, if you've got a 7-year-old, that's not really the best thing to let them watch.
Yeah.
And Bart doesn't laugh at the Itchy and Scratchy episode, so Lisa sets up a test.
Which, she has a little bit of an evil side for these.
I was thinking about that, just how quickly she comes up with it. And she's kind of cold towards Homer during this whole thing.
Putting him in physical danger.
I mean, it's not serious danger, but still, it's a little cold.
Yeah.
And Bart doesn't laugh still. So he's starting to wonder if he really has lost his soul.
And then we have the part where Marge is worried about what's going on. She can tell something's going on. And she's like, a mother knows. And she's rubbing his back. She's like, it's not fear of nuclear war. It's not swim test anxiety.
That's so specific.
It's so specific, but she cares. And it's like she's got a checklist in her head of what could be bothering him. And swim test anxiety.
Yeah, it's up there for a lot of kids, you know? Oh, that is very sweet, though. All right, and so Bart goes and visits the Van Houtens, and this happens several times through the episode where they specifically remember that they have a piece of paper when nobody would remember that.
Yeah. But I wondered, too, I thought about that myself, but it might be because Milhouse is so obsessed about the paper. Like, you wouldn't notice if someone was carrying a piece of paper, but you'd notice if someone was clutching it and, you know, had it with the army men they were playing with. Yeah. That would stand out as odd.
That is true, and that kind of goes with your theory, too, that he is kind of showing a more diabolical side.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So Milhouse understands the operations of supply and demand.
Yes, very much so.
Because he says, was it $50?
I think so.
$50. And
the way he says it, too, he's just talking. He's like, oh, you want your soul? $50.
He's getting cold. Oh, man. So, and then Bart can't afford that back, so he's got to think of something else. So then we've got this commercial for Uncle Moe's family feed bag, which is this whole sequence is classic. So
I'm just like mentally preparing for it.
So you've got all the people sitting at the restaurant. You've got Moe's announcement of it, all the crap on the walls.
The guy that talks with a fancy voice.
Yeah. It's something I didn't notice until I put a GIF of this on our Twitter page, which is Simpsons Sibs at Twitter, is that there's a candlestick, and the candle actually melts when they fry it.
Oh,
because he
that's cool.
dips it in, and then when it comes out, because when I was watching it, because I saw it loop so many times on the post on our Twitter page at Simpsons Sibs, and
Smooth.
we're smooth, and I kept noticing, I was like, something's missing in the second portion, and it's because, of course, the wax would melt when they'd fry it. So it was kind of cool that the animators caught that. But then, of course, they fry literally everything, including the bottle and the utensils.
They eat the glass.
And they eat the glass with the little thumbs up. And then Mo says, no seniors because they aren't covered by the insurance.
Does he say? Because I think he says no old people.
No old people. That's what he
Bring
says.
the whole family. No old people. They're not covered by our insurance.
What the heck? And then the end of the commercial, I actually counted them. They say good 7 times. It's good, 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 good. Oh, dear God. And his face twitches, too.
Yeah.
Like, he can't maintain that creepy looking
Well, you know,
smile.
he's going budget everything. Like the budget insurance because of the old people. The budget commercial crew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. So then we have the dream sequence, and this gets super artsy-fartsy.
Because they tint the color.
I love it. Well, and it's weird because they put, like, the sky is green, and I can't remember what color the water is. It's interesting, and they have this weird music with, like, a flute playing.
Yeah.
And it's, like, kind of starts out fun, but then gets a little, off. And I just love all the atmosphere in this scene.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Disney movie or something, just the way it's formulated.
Martin's so cheerful, he always is, but he's just being himself.
Yeah, and then Nelson's being himself, and Milhouse has so basically everyone has a double, which is their soul, and Milhouse has 2 because he's got both him and Bart's. And everyone's going onto boats, and they're going in this lake, and you can't really tell where they're going at first. And Bart's left sort of going in circles because he only has one person in his boat. So everyone kind of goes off on their boats, and they're all going towards this weird, like, palace thing, and they never explain.
It's like an Emerald City kind of thing.
Yeah, it was very kind of Wizard of Oz vibes, and I love that they never thoroughly explain it. It's just sort of that feeling of being left behind and also not going to someplace that's important. It could be about not going to heaven.
Well, that's how dreams are, too. Sometimes you wake up and you think, I have no idea what that meant or why I thought that. Mm-hmm. But it's your brain working through things that you're worried about.
Yeah, definitely. And that Bart, found all the symbolism in his subconscious that it was able to develop. It's all very multi-layered, and I love it. And then we have the twins, Sherry and Terry.
Yep.
Say, yeah, now he'll have his standard scream. And it kind of reminds me of the Treehouse of Horror when Homer's the Jack-in-the-Box, when he's, like, turning him into things, and then he ends up hugging him at the end, and Bart wakes up and just screams.
Yeah.
It's very similar scene. I almost wonder if they reused their animation for that. And then we go to Uncle Moe's, and it's almost a little jarring how quickly that sequence changes.
Yeah, especially it's such different environments and tones.
Yeah. So pretty much immediately after, they go to Uncle Moe's, and it's the whole family. And both Homer and Marge are adorable at the beginning of this, where Marge is just surprised at everything on the walls. Like an alligator with sunglasses. And Homer going, that's Mo, the guy from the ad.
And he knows my name.
Like, he just forgot absolutely everything that he knew about Mo and the entire process that he was involved in to make this restaurant. And so much goes on in this scene. At the $1 million birthday fries.
Here I am, Uncle Mo.
Thank you, ma'am.
This will be a treat.
Oh, man. Please take the basket from my head. It's extremely hot. So he starts out okay. He's doing all right. He did the $1 million birthday fries. He's greeting the customers. He's still stable. And well, first we have Marge ordering the food, and we get the best part of the chicken, the neck, and we add our blend of secret hobo spices.
It's one of those things that describing it that way, it's either awful or really good.
Oh, what are those spices? And so you're eating a chicken neck with, I don't know. And then we have, I think it's Ralph does a spray gun towards him, and he says, "Oh, the laughter of children cuts through me like a dentist drill."
As he opens a family restaurant.
Yes, it's just the worst decision ever. And then we have the tying of the A and B plot together as Lisa says grace and acknowledges everyone's soul except Bart's. And I kind of have a feeling that she's doing this to set him off, to get him on his journey to get his soul back.
Yeah.
Because
she wants the best for him, and she later ends up doing good for him.
Yep.
But she just cuts into him and bless Mom's soul and Dad's soul.
And I don't know, there's a look in her face. It's almost like she's the parent in this situation, waiting for him to learn his own lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, Bart runs off to get his soul back. And then, I've said this before, my favorite Simpsons character is Homer's brain. Because he says, but wait, Bart, you didn't finish your spaghetti and mo balls.
Mo balls.
Which is just the best name ever. Then it cuts to his head and he says, no, wait, this can all be yours. And then he already has the food in his mouth.
Yep.
He goes, run, boy.
And it ends, run, boy.
And he has no clue what's going on. He doesn't know anything about what's going on with Bart. He just knows that he just ran out of the restaurant for no reason.
By himself. At night.
And he's like, what, 8 years old? So that happens.
I mean, if you and I were at a restaurant with the whole family and I ran out unexpectedly, you would be worried and you'd probably hunt me down.
Oh, man. It's great. So Bart tries to find Milhouse, but he is at his grandmother's, and we have someone else. We have does that guy have a name? The guy that always talks like this. He has a mustache, and he's usually selling something or working an odd job.
He's always doing something different.
Yeah.
He's like the mechanic sometimes.
Yeah. We're spraying for potato bugs. And did he have a piece of paper with him? Oh, yeah, you don't forget a thing like that. Oh, God. So next we cut back to the restaurant. There's a lot of cutting back. There's only two groups that we're cutting back and forth with.
I think that's why I'm having trouble, because the two plots kind of intertwine with each other, and they cut back and forth. And I took these notes a few weeks ago, so it's...
Oh, shoot, you did this when we were going to do it the other time.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry.
Oh, but it's funny how... And even, because I love this episode too, and we've seen them so many times, but it's easy to forget, the flow of it.
Yeah, the exact order of the scenes. Yeah, I get you. So we go back to Mo, and this is when he's sort of slowly blowing up. He's slowly losing his composure. We have more $1 million birthday fries, but it's for Sherry and Terry, and so he has to do both. And then we have the little... then we have he's not smiling for the bill, so Snake runs off on the bill because he says that you're guaranteed if he doesn't smile.
Bye.
Bye. And then we get the little girl who's really sweet. Like they make a point to make this look like the sweetest little girl you've ever seen in your dang life. Like, Unky Mo, my soda's so cold. My soda's so cold, my teeth hurt. Oh, your teeth hurt? Well, that's too freaking bad.
That poor little, she's like wearing a dress.
Yeah, she's got little curls. Oh, man.
It's her sody.
Her sody makes her teeth hurt. And then we get Flanders, and it's Todd, isn't it? Or Rod? I can't remember which one's which. Which one's the little one?
I think Todd's the younger one.
Okay, because Todd's always the one accidentally learning curse words and not appropriate words, because he also did the damn vegetables.
Yeah.
But he goes, oh, my freaking ears. Oh, my goodness. It's perfect.
I expect that kind of language at a Denny's, but not here.
Oh, my goodness. Which is funny, because just last night we were talking about how much we love Denny's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this was also the 90s. It's a different time back then. And then we get the whole gag with the bike and the street cleaner.
Oh, this is amazing. We were talking about this earlier, too.
Yeah. Do you know what YouTuber that was that analyzed that scene?
I don't. It's been about a year since I've seen it.
Yeah, me too. But they analyzed this scene, and it's about how old Simpsons gags were set up, how it always went one step further than you thought it would. So you've got the street cleaner, and then the fake out where the bike's working, and then it doesn't, and then the guy has an evil laugh, and you think it's over.
Yeah, because so the street cleaner runs over the bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then the joke is that the bike comes out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself would have been an average TV show joke.
Yeah.
But then they take it to the bike rusting and falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, okay, that's the final step. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that completes the joke, what we expected.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the guy in the street cleaner laughing as he goes away. And you're like, okay, yeah, he's evil. He did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of the joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then he drives into the subway. And then you're left hanging there thinking, is there one more step to this?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the end.
Because it just keeps going
and
going.
they do such a good job of just messing with your expectations on that for
and
something that's not critical to the story.
And every single step of that joke is something unexpected happening. Nothing's predictable in those couple seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. So Bart finds Ralph in the police car by himself because Chief Wiggum is talking to the crazy guy, and we really see the desperation in Bart's face here. Like, they kind of give him lines under his eyes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he hisses once Chief Wiggum catches him. But we're really seeing how much he's going through to get back to his soul.
Well, he's willing to take someone else's soul, too.
Yeah, you can see that he's getting to the same point that Milhouse was at.
Which makes me wonder, did Milhouse do something to lose his soul? All the pieces are coming together.
We need answers. We will find them. And then we get another cut back to the B plot. So now Moe's completely given up on the family feed bag. And he's sort of having like a mope session. He just needs to kind of sit and mope for a bit. You know, if you see your friend being kind of sad, you let them mope, or, you know, you help them vent through it. But Homer is just saying like all the wrong things here.
Yes. Because that's Homer.
Because that's Homer, and he's just completely oblivious to it. Just saying, wasn't that the problem in the first place? That we were the only people that visited your bar, and you were running out of business? Mo? Oh, you're sad about all the money you wasted on the restaurant, isn't it? How much was that, like $50,000? Hey, Mo. And then he just yells at him at the end. Oh, poor Mo.
At least Homer keeps him in business.
Yes, and Barney when he's not, attacking the midnight beer drop-off, which was a different episode that I watched by myself, but that's a good one. So, okay, then we have the sequence with Milhouse's family.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just that they're all crammed in that tiny apartment. It's so sad.
Because they're spraying for potato bugs. And we got each of them just sort of getting mad at Bart in his own way. And so Bart asks Milhouse for his soul back. And his dad goes, "Give him back his soul. I've got work tomorrow." And then of course he sold the soul to someone else and bought Alf Boggs.
Yes, he's back
in Pog form.
Well, we also have the joke with Milhouse's grandma.
Oh yeah.
Yelling, "Who's at the door this late? You dial 9-1." And I say, "Go dial 1 again." And I just think it's funny. It's a subtle thing, but just that if that was done now, it would be dial 911 and then wait to hit call.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about it that
just
way.
Little, nothing major, but...
Yeah. Oh, man. It also kind of reminded me of Grandpa Simpson when he tells Bart, "Tug on the rope 63 times if you've run out of air, and 64 times if you found the treasure." Like, this is a better way to do this, guys. So, Bart is desperate. And, so Milhouse tells him he didn't just sell it to anyone in particular. He sold it to the comic book guy. So Bart gets super desperate and goes and waits in front of the android's dungeon.
Yes.
And he tells him that he's already sold the soul to someone else. And we get this really weird shot where it kind of goes around the comic book guy when he says, "I had a particular buyer for that item." That's when Bart kind of reaches a breaking point. He's been out all night at this point.
Yeah.
And Homer and Marge haven't called the police or anything.
Yeah, it's probably nothing new for them.
Yeah, probably not. So he goes home and he cries and he prays, and it's super honest, this scene. Like, he's not trying to negotiate this or anything. He's desperate.
Well, like the sound in his voice when he says that someone has a soul, I don't know what they're doing to it.
I know.
Like, he is worried.
Yeah, it almost kind of hurts. And finally, it turns out that Lisa bought it, and she kind of tosses it in front of him.
Yeah.
And it's very sweet.
That little, when the camera pans out, and she's got that stance where she's holding it above.
She's kind of on her tiptoes.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Oh, it's very sweet. And she says that, I can't remember who she says this specifically, but there's a theory that you aren't born with a soul, but you have to work towards it. And that he went through an ordeal the night before, and that sort of earned him his soul back. And he actually eats the piece of paper.
Yeah, taken literally that the paper is the manifestation of his soul, so he's got to get it back in him.
Which is a very Bart way of thinking. That
Well, it ties back to earlier Milhouse saying that when you sneeze, it's your soul trying to escape.
Yeah.
And bless you is cramming it back in.
Like, very, very literal take on this by the kids. And then we go back to the dream sequence, and they're all heading on their boats, and Bart has his own soulmate, so his own soul, really, helping him on the boat, and they make it to the palace.
Yep. Knocking people over on the way.
Yep, very in Bart style. And there's a really good sort of piano note in the background.
Yeah.
It's just a little, it's not heart-wrenching, but it pokes at the heartstrings a little bit. Yeah. And that is the episode. That is my favorite episode.
It is a good episode. I always like this one.
Yeah. And I was kind of, it's weird because I found this to be my favorite episode for a while, but I wasn't always sure why. Hi, this is Sari. I couldn't quite get the words out right in the original recording, Sorry about the abruptness as I'm recording and editing this in after the fact. So I'm going to get in a little bit of personal territory here. I'm gay, specifically I'm bi, and I have this feeling that a lot of LGBT people live with, where you're scared that you'll end up alone. That eventually the people you love will find the truth out about you and finally abandon you, even if you're already out to them. That eventually they'll just kind of turn on you. Because you've had that fear of rejection for so long while you were still in the closet. Top that with a sprinkling of fear that maybe all those homophobes were right. Maybe you are going to hell for loving someone the same gender as you. And these two thoughts that for a lot of people become quieter the older they get and the more they accept themselves, many times they never really completely go away. And it can feel a lot like Bart paddling the raft by himself. And the thing that puts it all back together, along usually with a personal voyage of self-discovery, is the love and reassurance of those closer to you, even if not said directly. So when Lisa went and bought Bart's soul back with the money from her piggy bank, that was her giving him the reassurance that his soul was safe. Her being there for him didn't just lead to his soul returning, it's what he needed to believe he was deserving of a soul. To shut up those naysayer thoughts that just stick with some people, like it sometimes sticks with me. Now I know, well, I don't completely know, but I'm pretty sure this episode wasn't specifically written with my type of experience in mind. But that's what I take from it. And for that reason, I always feel a specific kind of hope and reassurance in this episode that I wasn't able to put into words until I wrote this insert on my phone at 4:45 in the morning. Okay, I'll take us back to the originally recorded episode now. Thank you for listening. And I just love this episode so dang much. It's the perfect culmination of the funny of The Simpsons that I love. Just the B plot is just hilarious for no real reason. And the A plot is loving and wholesome in all the best ways of The Simpsons.
Yeah, and I feel like it leaves you walking away feeling happy in a way that some, not just The Simpsons, but a lot of shows that are newer don't quite do as much anymore.
It just sort of all wrapped together, and you feel kind of warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. He's good. And that's my favorite Simpsons episode. That
Good
was
choice.
for my birthday, and you'll get your birthday one at the beginning of next season.
Yes. Season 2.
Yes. Speaking of which, we have announced on our Twitter, Simpsons Sibs, that we are going to be taking the months of June and July off. So we will have this episode, one more episode, and then a couple months off, and then we will return in August. So, yeah. All right, so this is our third to last episode of the season. We are taking June and July off, but we still got 2 more for you guys. Our next episode will be on Mother Simpson, which is Season 7, Episode 8. Watch the episode first before you listen to get the full experience. And until then,
Bye
bye everybody.